Hello friends, and welcome to our midweek update for January 29th, 2025. Hope you're doing well as we finish off the first month of the year and go into February. So here's a few things that I want you to be aware of, a few things I want you to know, and then we'll talk about a chapter of the Bible to read. First of all, January and February. We are raising shoes, donations of shoes for our caring center. So whether you have athletic shoes, casual shoes, dress shoes, men's shoes, women's shoes. I feel like that scene from Forrest Gump where I have all the different kind of shrimps.
Shrimp salad, shrimp and potatoes, shrimp burger.
Any kind of shoes you've got, drop them in the blue bins when you're on campus, and we'll give those to our Caring Center ministry, and they will be put to good use. So that's for both January and February. Second thing, this last Sunday, we had our Foundation for First emphasis. And we talked a little bit about what the foundation does and estate planning. If you do not have an estate plan, listen, here's one thing I know. Death is certain. Death is certain, and it's a good thing for us to consider not only how we steward our assets during our life, but God has also given us a responsibility to steward the assets that are part of our estate. And so especially if you have kids, could I just encourage you, and this is the foundation aside, as your pastor, please have a plan for your family, especially if you have kids, but at any stage of life, it's always good for you to have a say into where your resources go after you pass away. Because if you don't decide, somebody else will. So I would encourage you, take advantage of that information you heard on Sunday. Finally, we are beginning to ramp up our online ministry, our online community. And coming up February 9th, we're going to have the very first virtual pastor's coffee. So if you're been a part of our online community, you've been tuning in on Sunday, that's how you connect with First Baptist. There is every Sunday the opportunity to sign up for that gathering. It'll happen virtually on Zoom, but I would encourage you to sign up for that, and we'll try to figure out, we're in this process of learning and discerning what membership looks like when you're not physically on the campus, but you're still spiritually a part of the body of Christ. And between now and Easter is going to be our foundational membership. If you want to be a part of a charter membership of our online community at First Baptist, please jump in on that. Okay, and so our one chapter for this week, I'm inviting you to read Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And let's go ahead and get this over with. You know we're going to play the song, so here's a clip. There we go. Now that song will be in your head all day long. And of course, that old song from the 1960s comes from Ecclesiastes chapter 3. Here's the thrust of Ecclesiastes 3. As you read it this week, as no doubt you have read it before, you've heard it in music, don't try to understand life. Instead, trust God. And the way the writer of Ecclesiastes kind of parses that statement out, applies that, is in a couple of ways. Again, don't try to understand the world. Trust God. So first of all, you see this monotony in the world. There's a time for embracing and letting go and planting and harvesting, and these cycles repeat over and over again. But in the seeming monotony of life, in the seeming cycles of life, God is working out His eternal plan. Also, the writer of Ecclesiastes says, look around, there seems to be no moral order in the world. But even in the middle of this, what seems to be no moral order, God is working out His purpose for humanity. So you see that especially in chapter 16. In the place of judgment, there was wickedness. In the place of justice, there was wickedness. So life has these cycles and seasons. It all seems to repeat itself. God's working out His plan. There seems to be no moral order in the universe. Don't try to understand the world. Trust God. He is working out His plan for humanity. And then where Ecclesiastes 3 actually ends is good news. So I saw there's nothing better, this is in verse 22, for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot, for who can bring them to see what will happen after them? In other words, enjoy life. Enjoy the one life that you have been given. Don't try to understand the world, but trust God in every season, in every time, and in this moment. So that's Ecclesiastes chapter 3. You probably want to just jump over to YouTube now and listen to the whole song, Turn, Turn, Turn. Feel free to do that. Love being your pastor. Love serving you. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.